Today we want to look at the distance between 2 points. The distance between 2 points is still the same thing as the length between the 2 points, the length. So now if you look at this on the board, I have the y and the x-axis. This is the point of origin. So I can decide to say this side is x of 1 and this point is x of 2. Now x of 1 will meet y sub 1 at this point. So let me tag this point as point A, which will be x of 1 comma y sub 1. Then I'll do the same thing here. X of 2 will meet at, let's say, this point. Let me call this side y sub 2. So this point is called B. So their meeting point, I have x of 2 comma y sub 2. Now if I join the point between A and B, now this is the I'm going to have a distance between A and B, the distance AB. So I want to find the length of AB, the length of AB, which is the distance between 2 points. Let me take this as C, and this is a right angle triangle. Now, if I do this, I want to find what I'm going to do here. I want to find the distance between these 2 points. So I'm going to do x of 2 minus x of 1. So I'm going to write it here, x of 2 minus x of 1. On the vertical axis, this is y sub 1, y sub 2. So I'm going to do y sub 2 minus y sub 1. So I'm going to get a difference, which will be here, y sub 2 minus y sub 1. Now I want to find the distance between A and B. I'm going to use, this is a right angle triangle, so I'm going to use Pythagoras rule. So which is the hypotenuse square is AB all squared equals the opposites, the sum of the opposite and adjacent sides. So I'll say AC squared, so AC squared plus BC squared. So I want to find the length of AB all squared with the AC is this, the length of this is x of 2 minus x of 1 all squared plus the distance between B and C is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all squared. So the length AB will be AB, which will be the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 all squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all squared. Now I want to take a question. Now if you look at this question, find the distance between point 3,1 and 9,9. Now I can decide to take this as A, point A, and decide to take this as B. So if I want to find the distance between AB, I can do this, the square root of x of 2 minus x of 1 all squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all squared. So I can tag this. This is my x sub 1, comma y sub 1, x sub 2, comma y sub 2. So to get the distance between AB, I can say AB will be the square root of x sub 2 is 9 minus x sub 1 is 3 all squared plus y sub 2 is 9 minus y sub 1 is 1 all squared. So AB is the square root of 9 minus 3 will give me 6 squared plus 8 minus 9 minus 1 will give me 8 squared. So therefore I have the square root of 6 squared is 36 plus 8 squared is 64. If I add that, 36 plus 64, I'm going to get 100. So AB will be the square root of 100, which will be 10. So the distance is 10. So I have 10 units. Now I want to solve the second problem. Now if you look at the second problem, The second problem says that the distance between point A 2, 3 and B, K is 5 units. Find the value of K. Now I already have 2 points, which is AB. Let's say AB all squared is the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 all squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all squared. Now I already know the distance AB as 5 units. So AB, the distance AB is 5 units. So all I need to do is to plug in the value, which is 5, into AB. If I do that, AB will give me 5 squared equal the square, okay, 5 square, sorry. If I'm doing this, the square will not be there if you're doing roots. So the square will not be there. So I'll do 5, the square root of, now x sub 2, I can tag this as x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So I'm going to plug in all of this value. X sub 2 is 5. So I'm going to plug in 5 minus x sub 1 is 2. I'm going to put in 2 here, all squared plus y sub 2 is k minus y sub 1 is 3, all squared. So this is 5 equal the square root of 5 minus 2, that is 3 squared. This is 3 squared plus k minus 3 all squared. So all I need to do, I have to remove this root. I'll find the square of both sides. Squaring both sides to remove the root. Squaring both sides to remove the root. So this will cancel the roots. So I have 5 squared, which is 25, equal, so what I have is 3 squared, which is 9 plus k minus 3 all squared. So I have 25 equals 9 plus k minus 3 into bracket k minus 3. So all I need to do, I'm multiplying this by everything in the other bracket, minus 3 by everything in the other bracket. So 25 equals 9 plus, so I can do this, k into bracket k minus 3, this multiplied by everything in the other bracket, minus 3 multiplied by everything in the other bracket. So I can take this to the other side. I have 25 minus 9 equal k times k is k squared, k times minus 3 is minus 3k, minus 3 times k is minus 3k, minus 3 times minus 3 will give me plus 9. So here, okay, what I need to do here, okay, I have minus 9, so this minus this will give me 16. So 16 equals k squared minus 3k minus 3k will give me minus 6k plus 9. So I can take this to the other side, so I can have a quadratic. I'm going to get quadratic. So this is 0, k squared minus 6k plus 9 minus 16. So if I do that, 0 will be equals to k squared minus 6k. This will give me plus 9 minus 16 will give me minus 7. So I have minus 7. So I'm going to factorize this. Now if I factorize, so I have a quadratic form. So I have k squared minus 6k minus 7 equals 0. So look at the equation I have to bring it here. Now the next thing, we have a quadratic equation, so we're going to do quadratic equation by factoring. So what I need to do here, the first step is to multiply the first term by the last term. You can watch my video on quadratic equation by factoring. So if I do that, I'm going to get k squared multiplied by minus 7 will give me minus 7k squared. Now I'm going to break the k squared into k and k, because k times k will give me k squared. Now, the next step is that I want to look for two factors such that when I multiply the factors, it gives me minus 7. If I add or subtract the same factors, I'm going to get minus 6. I'll say that again. I'm looking for two factors such that when I multiply those factors, I'm going to get minus 7. If I add or subtract the same factors, I'm going to get minus 6. So I can find the prime factors of 7. I think 7 and 7 is 1. So I have 7 and 1. So 7 and 1 are the likely factor. But how am I going to use them? And I need to do 7 times. What will give me minus 7? 7 times 1. If I do 7 times 1, I'm going to get minus 7. If I do 7 minus 1, I'm going to get 6. But I need a minus 7 and a 6, so this won't work. So I need to swap the sign. So I'll use a minus 7 and a 1. So minus 7 times 1, minus 7 plus 1. Minus 7 times 1 will give me minus 7. Minus 7 plus 1 will give me minus 6. Now you can see what I said earlier on. Two factors so that on multiplication, it gives me minus 7. Minus 7 times 1 will give me minus 7. That confirms that this is correct. Minus 7 plus 1 gives me minus 6. So that shows that minus 7 and 1 are the factors. So I'm going to attach that to the sign minus 7 and then 1, so which is k. K means 1k. All right. Now the next thing I'm going to replace I'm going to replace minus 7k and k by the middle term. If I do that, this will be my new expression, k squared minus 7k plus k minus 7 equals 0. Now the next thing is to group them. Now I'm going to find the highest common factor between k squared and then 7k. So I'm going to take k, the highest common factor. So I'm going to say k squared divided by k will give me k, and this is a minus. 7k divided by k will give me 7. Then the plus sign is there. I'll look at this too. What is common? Nothing is common. So if there is nothing common, just bring out 1, because 1 multiplied by k will give me k. 1 multiplied by minus 7 will give me minus 7. So therefore, if I bring out that, what will be left in will be k minus 7 equals 0. So I have, if you look at what I have in this bracket must correspond to what I have in the other bracket. It must be identical. So since they're identical, I'm going to take one of them, k minus 7 into bracket k plus 1. So k plus 1 equals 0. So here I can say k minus 7 equals 0, or k plus 1 equals 0. So here k equals, I will take this to the other side, 7, or k equals minus 1. So in the question, we want to find the value of k. So the value of k, I'm going to take the positive value of k. So the positive value of k is 7. So our answer k is 7. So thanks for watching my video. You can always subscribe on my channel. God bless you. Bye.